Welcome back, everyone. This is Tak Oda, CIO of Attaché for Business, joined here by Lisa Hammond, our CEO, and as you know, our HR expert. So I thought it'd be fun today, instead of coming in with a prepared question, just pounce one on her and see what she comes up with. So one thing that has been on my mind a lot is we have a fair number of people using our system who are in the middle of growth. They're small businesses, but they're not necessarily hoping to stay that way.
Mhm.
So for those people, are there things off the top of your head, some advice you could think of that maybe a lot of people don't consider?
Hmm. I think when people come into a business and start building a business, especially those that come in with really good intentions, social justice, impact organizations, and we have a lot of those in our system,
Hmm.
they don't think about scaling. They don't think of what it takes to when they scale. And what I mean by that is they build their business for being a small business, a small, very intimate business
Hmm.
that doesn't take into account that there are going to be people who don't have the same vested interest in the business that they do, and
Hmm.
people who are not necessarily well versed in working this with the same work ethic and things. So, for example, I know a couple companies wanted to start by having no policies at all. And they had some guiding
None at all.
principles. Yeah, guiding principles, but no policies.
Okay.
And as they get past 4, 5, 6 employees, they start to see where, oh, we need to put in place policies. And
Hmm.
then you have to think, well, do I put in policies for everything, or do I just put in a few policies? So it's like you're backing up in order to go forward. Whereas if you start with some basic fundamental um, good practices in terms of policy development and things like that, then you're actually setting yourself up for scaling.
Okay, so I mean, on the surface, it seems like why not create the policies as we grow? I mean, to basically react to what's happening and to have the policies relevant to the current size. What's wrong with that?
That's a really good question, Talk. So what happens with that is if you have, say, 5 employees and you have this very intimate relationship with these 5 employees, and the system that you've built, which doesn't have policies, then when you implement policies, those 5 employees, and probably the sixth, seventh, and eighth, because you're just starting to implement things, become pretty dissatisfied. They start saying things like, well, this wasn't the company that it was when we first started.
Mm,
And
hmm.
if they're dissatisfied, the people that come in after them are dissatisfied because they're already complaining about the company that they were a part of building.
Right. Plus, they feel like they might have missed out on something too.
Yeah, true.
Hmm. Okay, that's a really good point. That's a really good tidbit to keep in mind. So, this is a really cool story, but I think what you're saying is this basic concept of having some ideas at least in mind about how you're going to grow is really useful to have some policies in place and not just wing it. That's the
Yeah,
big
I
take.
mean, start with a basic employee handbook, and there are some that are, that's just a framework that are best practices. Start with those. You don't have to be rigid, but you need to have some parameters.
Gotcha. All right, great. I'm so happy I asked you this question. Thanks, Lisa.
That
I
was a
hope
good
everyone.
question.
Yeah, thanks. If you thought this was interesting, be sure to like the video and subscribe because I'll probably pound some more questions on Lisa at some point in the future, but I'll surprise her and we'll surprise you. All right. So much.